Good morning and good evening to all of our viewers. I'd like to send out heartfelt gratitude to the Ensemble Dal Niente and the Edwin H. Case Chair at Columbia University. They commissioned the new ensemble piece called Beyond Her Mask, which stands at the center of this portrait concert. I also want to send out my deepest gratitude to all of the viewers of this concert, wherever you are. Your support is highly valued, particularly during these times of COVID-19 pandemic. In the last couple of months, having a show has been something we all have missed greatly, and I'm happy that this concert could happen. Many composers will be excited to get this opportunity to have a portrait concert presented by the fantastic Ensemble Dal Niente. As a South African black composer, this rare opportunity of a portrait concert is something I will cherish for many years to come. I would love this opportunity not only as the moment which marked my first solo portrait concert, but because it marked a turning point where more black composers get such opportunities. The time I have spent working with this ensemble towards this project has been highly fruitful to me, even though we had to engage via an online platform. The technical team that made this possible was terrific, and I'm so thankful to the whole team for their tireless efforts in making this concert a success. I've been asked to say a few words about my work as an introduction to this concert. I will try to be as brief as possible because I think this evening is about the music. I always find it difficult to talk about my work, as probably most artists do. I find it difficult because I never fully understood how to reconcile what I feel, the views I have of myself, and what the world views are about me as an African composer. I'm an African, as our former president Thabo Mbeki once said. I owe my being to the heritage of this continent, both historical and contemporary. My work, I feel, is part of the contemporary African narrative, which I think should be told. That narrative is multi-dimensional, which leads to a hybrid approach to composition. My work views sound as the primary resource for the composition. This idea comes from my training on acoustics from the French Spectral School and my studies on Nguni spectralism, which we can hear in the music of Amaxhosa people of South Africa. As a young boy, I was fascinated with painting. The power of color and shape was what captured my attention. This interest continues to be a critical part of my musical world, which revolves around timbre. The other important aspect of my work is how different perspectives of the same object can create different meanings based on the object's position and the environment in which the object is finding itself. The works of the Swiss artist Markus Retz forms a critical part of how I approach music. In ISO, which is a trio for piano, flute, and cello, the piano's timbre forms the foundation from which the rest of the musical objects are developed. In Shades of Words, which is written for 7 instruments and narrator, the speech is analyzed in terms of timbre and rhythmic structure. This analysis is used to develop the music for the ensemble to give a sense that the ensemble is musically resonating, complementing, and speaking back to the actual words narrated by the voice. The environment which the ensemble provides ultimately defines the way we view the text we hear. In Cry Out, which is written for viola, marimba, piano, and oboe. The viola is seen as the main instrument. It goes through the transformation that is influenced by the ever changing environment, which is provided by the ensemble. Yet at the same time, the environment is also reacting to the main musical object presented by the viola. The main piece for this concert was developed from an analysis of a lion's roar and a human cry. The sounds were analyzed individually but also in combination, which created a dead sound resource. The three sound worlds form the foundation of the whole composition called Beyond a Mask. This work is dear to me. In many ways, it is a work that I hope will provoke society to think and act about the silent pandemic of the killing of women in South Africa in the hands of their loved ones or family relatives. This horrible deed indeed increased during the COVID-19 pandemic. Very little has been done to help to stop this. In this piece, the voice, which is constantly fighting the outside world, which is the ensemble, has to dig deep inside to find strength in prayer that gives her the power to fight the wrongs that she continues to experience daily. The world views her in a particular way, like she has a veil that hides her actual being and her humanity underneath this veil. As you listen to this piece, I ask you to think of the many women who continue to suffer great inhumanities at the hands of the people they trust the most. The women who suffer the horrible deeds in transition from dangerous places to the places of safety. Women who suffer inhuman acts in refugee camps across the globe, and many others. The piece is dedicated to all women who refuse to be silenced, refuse to be suppressed, refuse to be deemed invisible, and rise above all these distressing circumstances.